Hello friends, welcome to my channel English Crossroad. Today we are going to deal with the second lesson, a concrete example. This is the second lesson of Unit 1, Wit and Wisdom of Class 8 Poorvi textbook, which is a new textbook. Before starting the lesson, let's see the activity. Here it is given, read the names of items you usually find in a garden and write their name against each picture given below. You see the words are given here. Garden hose. What is garden hose? This pipe, isn't it? This is garden hose. Next, now what is this? First one, we can see the picture and we can go on. What is this? This is hedge. That is made of group of trees or shrubs are used to make like a fence. This is the flower pot. This is pebbles. Then what is this? This is wheelbarrow. Wheelbarrow. Okay. This is saplings. Then this is the garden. A vine. What is this? This is a wooden board fence. And this is rockery fence. Rocks are placed in instead of fence, isn't it? So rockery fence. Now next one is work in groups of 4. What kind of garden would you like to have? That you have to discuss which type of garden you like. That you can share your views in the class. Read the title of the poem. What comes to your mind when you read the word concrete? Concrete means what? Usually we know concrete is used to build the building, isn't it? For the base, for the foundation and all. We are mixing sand, pebbles, cement. All these are mixed to make a concrete, isn't it? You can see a beautiful picture. This poem, it is written by Reynard Urkel. The poet is Reynard Urkel, and this is a humorous poem. Okay, the theme of this poem is that people's passions may seem odd to others, but they bring joy to the person who loves them. That means you may have one interest. It's not necessary that your friend will also like the same. They may have some other interest. Your hobbies are different, your taste is different, your likes are different. So all this differ from person to person. So the interest which you have, you may enjoy in doing it. But it is not necessary that the same thing will make others also enjoy. So let us see this poem. First stanza. My next door neighbor, Mrs. Jones, has got a garden full of stones, a crazy path, a lily pond, a rockery, and just beyond a sundial with a strange device which Mrs. Jones thinks rather nice. Now let us see what is the meaning of these lines. The poet is talking about Mrs. Jones. And where is Mrs. Jones living? Next door neighbor. That means living near house. So she is having a garden full of stones. So the speaker here introduced Mrs. John. And Mrs. John, who is she? She is the next door neighbor. That means she is the neighbor of this poet. Her garden is unusual. Why unusual? Because she has got a garden full of stones. So this is unusual thing, no? It's not full of flowers or trees, but it is full of stones. Usually a garden have full of flowers. So here no flowers, no trees, but there are stones. She had made a crazy path. Crazy path means meaning a path made from uneven, oddly shaped stones. See, you can see by the picture. The stones not even, they are of different size and it is arranged in different way. So it's a crazy path. It is not an even path. It's not a path like ordinary. In ordinary, when we see, it's not like it's something special. There's also a lily pond and a rockery. Rockery means a decorative arrangement of rocks with plants. Okay, rocks with plants we can see. So she's having a rockery. Rockery means a decorative arrangement of rocks with plants. So rocks are arranged here, and here and there some plants are also there. Beyond that, there is a sundial. What is sundial? A device to tell time using the sun. Okay, so this is the sundial. When the sun is there in the sky, it shows the time. She finds all of it beautiful. That is, this arranging all the garden with stones, it is very, she feel that it is very beautiful, even if it may look strange to others. Strange to others, why? Because usually we, when we imagine about a garden, it is filled with flowers, but here no flowers, but covered with full of stones. And so we may feel unusual, but for her it is very, see, Mrs. John thinks rather nice. So for her it is very nice. Now, we people have different choices, different tastes, isn't it? Different hobbies. So this is the hobby of Mrs. John, that is arranging her garden with different stones. Mrs. Jones puts little plants between the stones. They are so delicate and small. They don't mean anything at all. I can't think how she sets them in unless she plants them with a pin. Now you see, the poet is surprised about this Mrs. John's garden. So see here, my next door neighbor Mrs. John puts little plants between the stones. So where is she planting the plants? She's planting the plants between the stones. Usually we plant the flower pot or in the soil. Here she is planting the plants between the stones. They are so delicate. Delicate means so tiny that they seem insignificant. That means that we cannot see that highlight. The plants are not highlighted. It is very small. So these plants are not highlighted. It is very small, which is planted between the stones. They don't mean anything at all. It means it is very insignificant. I can't think how she gets them in. Now the poet is wondering how she is planting these plants between the stones. See, I can't think how this lady, how she gets them in. Them means what? The saplings, the small plants. How she plant it in. In means between the stones. The poet is amazed at how she plants such tiny things. She jokes she must use a pin to do it. And the poet is joking and saying that she must use a pin to do it. That means pin, safety pin is too small. That type of pin she may be using. For digging the soil, we are using a hoe or something else. If you want to plant, here if we want to plant a plant between the stones, we cannot use that big tools. He's saying that she may be using the pin to dig the place to plant the sapling between the two stones. My next door neighbor, Mrs. Jones, once asked me round to see her stones. We stood and talked about a flower for quite a quarter of an hour. Where is this lovely thing? I cried. You are standing on it, she replied. Now you see what happened? My next door neighbor, Mrs. Jones, once she asked the poet to visit her garden. Okay, say once asked me round to see her stones. That is, she invites the speaker to see her garden. And, we stood and talked about a flower for quite a quarter of an hour. So they were standing, stood, past tense stand, stood, past tense of stand is stood. We stood and talked about a flower. So they were talking about one flower for quite a quarter of an hour. Quarter means, quarter how much? 60 minutes is there for 1 hour. So quarter is 15 minutes. That is nearly 15 minutes they were talking about a flower of a garden. And where is this lovely thing? I cried. When they were talking about this lovely flower for 15 minutes, the poet wants to know where is this flower. He was amazed. So he's asking, where is this lovely thing? That is, where is this lovely flower? I cried means he was asking. He was curious and confused. The speaker was curious and confused. He finally asked her, where is it? Where is it about which they were talking? You are standing on it, she replied. And what did she say? She humorously replies, he is standing on it. That is on the floor which they were talking about. The flower is so small that he didn't even notice. And for the flower which he had not even noticed, this lady was saying that it's a wonderful thing and she was describing about it for 15 minutes. Okay, so that is the poem. Mrs. Jones, she is observing the minute things in her garden very closely. But for a new person who is coming there, maybe if they are not interested that much in these small plants, which is not much, we are not giving much importance to that. We usually see the big flowers, colorful flowers and all standing in the garden. We notice that first. But for this lady, these minute things were making her happy. So, in this poem, what we see, the speaker is curious and amused by his neighbor's gardening style because it is entirely different from a usual garden. This poem is using a light humor to show human behavior and passion of. So, here the passion of Mrs. Jones we have seen, isn't it? Now, let's see the poetic device, poetic rhyming words we can see. Jones, stones. They are rhyming, isn't it? Here, Jones and stones. These two are rhyming, isn't it? Then you see pond, beyond. Pond, beyond. These two are rhyming. Then device, nice. These two are rhyming. So we can say when we are giving Jones A, for this line we are giving A, it will be also A because Jones and stones both are rhyming. So A. For pond we will give B, beyond also B. Device C, nice C. So A, B, C. This is the rhyme scheme of this poem. Now here you see puts little plants. Here you see P. So alliteration. We can say it is alliteration. Puts little plants here. P, pa, pa. Pa sound is there. So it is alliteration. Puts and plants. Then what else we can see in this? We can see here, unless she plants them with a pin. That is, this is something humorous, isn't it? That planting a plant with a pin. So this is a hyperbole used in this poem. Now you see here, garden full of stones. Usually garden is full of flowers. Here, so it is a imagery. Now we can imagine by hearing it, we can imagine the garden with the stones, isn't it? Garden full of stones. It is a imagery. Similarly, crazy path. Crazy path. We can understand it's not a normal path, but it's a something unusual path. Huh? So these are the imagery used in this poem. So this poem shows us that everyone sees beauty differently. Maybe you are interested in flowers, some may be interested in some leafy plants, others may be interested in bougainvillea. So this Mrs. Jones, she is interested in small tiny plants and her garden is full of crazy paths. Tiny flowers and stone garden odd. The speaker feels that this garden, that is tiny flowers and the crazy path, is odd. But Mrs. Jones, she finds joy and satisfaction in her hobby. So the poem gently teaches us to observe closely and appreciate others and find humor in everyday life. So this is what we are getting the message from this poem. Hope you have understood this poem explanation. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe and write the comments in the comment box. Thank you.